Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters, making money in a niche community. And you know, I've addressed this subject before because I've talked about subcultures and everything. But I'm gonna tell you what, a niche community, which means a community of people dedicated to maybe one thing. It could be book lovers, picky eaters, veganism, and that's actually getting bigger. In fact, let me talk about that. It's getting bigger, but you know, it's still not major. It's growing. But think about it. What if you have a business making vegan products? Vegan cupcakes, cakes, or maybe even a vegan restaurant. That's a niche community right there. It could be a community of kite flyers, and you make kites. Like one of the things, and I did this when the kids were little. That's when they were interested in flying kites. But you know, they grown now. The youngest is about to go to his prom as I'm recording this, and by the time y'all see it, he's been to his prom and everything. But when they were little, there was in my area there was a local kite flying event, and everybody would come in and bring their kites. But that's a community of people who really get into it, really love it. All right, you making kites for that community. Now, there might be some other stuff in there that you could probably get into, but it's whatever it is. You could call bodybuilding a niche community. Maybe you create clothes. You know, definitely like people definitely create a lot of workout supplements or something. But let me use clothes, and that's an easy one. Maybe you have some type of design. I mean, I've actually advertised for people who made workout wear before and still wear the stuff. You know, I've on my relationship channel, I've mentioned the word tantra several times. Tantra, tomato. But whatever the case, there is a community there. There's a specific community there. I'm familiar with it, connected with it. And I know some people, that's how they make their money, just dealing with tantra. And really a specific type of tantra. They call it shamanistic tantra. A lot of energy work and all of that. But that's a niche community. Because I'm going to tell you what, and I go back to what a bookstore owner told me several decades ago, and may rest in peace. Muslim brother, may rest in peace. Peace be unto him. And he had a small bookstore. I never forget what he said. He said, all he needed to make money every month was 100 customers. 100 customers. And people say, oh, that's nothing, but hold up. Depending on the niche, depending on what it is, you can make a lot of money. I mean, for the money I make, when I look at who actually supports me, like not just watch my videos, but you know, they own my Patreons, they buy products from me and everything. Monthly, it's not a lot of people. Monthly. Maybe a few, it's not even 1,000 people, really. But it's a niche community. If you look at a lot of different subcultures, those are niche communities. See, the key to making money is always demographics. And you know, it's interesting when people talk about the economy and what's happening, a lot of people don't talk about the demographics. Who's going to buy what? You know, who's supporting which holiday? You know, because you got a lot of holidays which are Christian based, but you need people who practice those paths to truly practice it. And that's just one example. But getting back to a niche community, and a niche community might not be that big. Like you could have, you can be in an area and maybe be a yoga teacher, right? A yoga teacher. And maybe you rent out a space and turn it into a yoga studio. You might not have thousands of customers, but you might have a few hundred customers. But for what you charge for the classes, and then if you look at the niche, the whole yoga subculture and everything, and it's not major, but you got a lot of people in there. They got products and everything. recently I got my co-parent something because she's a yoga teacher and practitioner. And for Mother's Day, I got her some stuff, some paraphernalia from a yoga studio. And I was thinking about it, this small community, but somebody can make a lot of money. See, it's just a matter of like whatever niche community you're in, like what are people interested in? What do they want? Like you could call this space a niche community, but make a lot of money. What they look for, products, man gets woman. You know, the whole dating industry. You got different parts. You also got some of the fetish communities. Those are niche communities, but you got some people making serious money. You got expos, paraphernalia. Hey, somebody got to make those whips. Everything. And you know, the beauty of, and I've talked about this before, and I got to emphasize this, depending on the community, you're not as affected by recessions. See, one of the things, if you talk about recessions overall, yeah, overall there may be a recession, and it usually hits big companies, but if you're a small business in a certain community, you still want to keep making money. You know, on my Deep Thought channel, there's a point I'm talking about, I'm gonna have a video, I think it'll be tomorrow for y'all. You know, and I mentioned, it's one of the videos, I make so many at the same time, but I mentioned someone, a young lady I know, who's very heavily tatted, and her boyfriend is heavily tatted. He's a tattoo artist. He's a tattoo artist. That's a niche community. You have some people out there, they can make a lot of money just dealing with people who want to get tattoos. You know, because in any community, you just need the products or you need the services, but it's to serve that community. And I'm gonna tell you what, it's actually a good way to survive anything coming up, as long as all you need is the people who service that community to make enough money. And the contrary to what people think, everybody's not going to be jumping out the window in a recession. There's always money flowing. It's just a matter of keeping it flowing to you. People still going to make money, maybe not as much, but people are still, like during the pandemic, when there was such a shutdown, there were still people working. If you worked at a home improvement store or a grocery store, emergency services, you were still making money. You were still making money. There were plenty of businesses, especially grocery stores. Anybody who worked in a grocery store, shoot, they were still in there. They just had to wear a mask. But they were still making money. So there's always money to be made, you know? It's just a question of the community. What I would say is think about what you're interested in. Think about what niche you're in, what niche subculture community you're in, and then think about what services do they need. What services do they need? What are they interested in? And then you can still, I mean, there's still a chance of being affected by what's happening in the greater economy, depending on how you're making, your customers are making their money. But I would submit this, like I said, you still gonna have businesses that's gonna stay in. You know, the grocery stores, if you, as long as you got people working in grocery stores, anything with food, they're still gonna make some money. Even maybe not as much, but they're still gonna make some money, home improved stuff like that. Retail, people still need clothes, you know, delivery services. And I'm just using those as examples to say, yeah, there's still money out there. So if you're in a niche community, it's just a matter of, you know, having that customer base, or not even a customer base, but overall having a service that serves people in that community. And you can keep money flowing. Now, depending on the community, maybe you can make $1 million. Or it might just be enough people in that community where you can make a good living. Whatever the case, you can still make money. So I want y'all to think about that. Think about whichever community you're in. Think about the services they need. And indeed, I would even say, even with everything coming, that would be the best way to survive a recession. Because they look at it different. First of all, they'll say there's a recession if if the overall economy doesn't make money. But like I said, in small places, people making more money. So You know, it all depends on what community you're in. So I want y'all to think about that. So until next time, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.